Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. After kind of thinking about what it is that I wanted to talk to you guys about, I realized that I want you to kind of get to know me a little bit more. I know that before I just subscribe to somebody, I kind of want to see what they're about and why they even decided to do something like this. And first of all, like I already told you, my name is Deborah and I'm from Texas. I am married to my absolute best friend for 13 years now, going on 14 years. I can't even believe it's been that long. I really can't believe it's been that long. So this is my story. The whole reason why I wanted to start this channel was to kind of be a motivation to others and to myself to stick with or even start a weight loss journey. Mine has been a very difficult one. It began when I was just a little girl. So it wasn't up until 2 years ago that they diagnosed me with PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome. So what it is it has caused me to have lots of issues with my menstrual cycle. It has stopped me from being able to lose weight like I'm supposed to. It's just caused a lot of problems. But now that I know that this is what I'm dealing with, I'm able to kind of tackle it head on and to know how I can be able to continue with my life in a healthy way. After being diagnosed with this, I knew that I had to do something major about my weight. I was researching different kind of ways on how to lose weight and what would be the best option for me. Again, like I've mentioned in my other video, I've tried everything. I've tried all kinds of different diets. When I was 16, my dad took me to Mexico and we saw this doctor and he prescribed me some weight loss pills and he put me on a no carb diet, and that was right before I even heard of Atkins. He didn't call it Atkins, he just said a low carb diet, and so I did that. I lost 85 pounds in 4 months. I know for sure that it wasn't a healthy weight loss. I was starving myself. There'd be days that I would always take the pills, but you'd have to eat with the pills. But I would eat in a whole day. I would eat maybe 2 boiled eggs, maybe an ounce of mozzarella cheese, and some water. And so I would go days with just eating that, or maybe even like a handful of pork rinds or something. I was always so weak, and it was just not a good situation. I would try to sweep the floor. I wouldn't be able to sweep even 3 feet before I was already out of breath. I stopped taking the pills, and I stopped doing the low carb thing because I didn't know what it was that was causing me to feel so sick and so tired. And I was only 16 at the time, and so I was very uneducated about that. So I stopped, and of course when you stop, you gain the weight because I went back to eating the same things I always did. So I gained the weight back. Another thing that I tried was Weight Watchers. Again, I'm not bashing Weight Watchers because I'm sure it would work, but I never really stuck to it. I know that if I would have continued with it, maybe it would have been something that was successful for me, but again, I didn't. I just grew more and more depressed in how I felt about myself, and just never feeling comfortable. At that time, I had already met my husband and he became my boyfriend. That's a whole nother story. I felt comfortable because he was complimenting me and this and that, and so I think I even grew a little complacent with myself for a little while, but in the back of my mind I was so unhappy with myself, but I could put on a good facade, make people think that I was happy, but I really wasn't. So time went on, so I continued to gain weight, and even sometimes I would get on a diet and then lose a few pounds, and then so I would fluctuate. I fluctuated up and down, and I was just so unhappy, and I never stuck with anything up until recently. Let's say even, how many months is it now? 9 months ago, I was finally deciding, you know what, I have to do something about this. I feel so uncomfortable. I've heard things from people, and just, you shouldn't care what people say about you, but nonetheless, I wanted to feel good about myself. I decided to look up to see what diet I wanted to go on next, and in my mind I was going to start it and stop it already, so I was already setting myself up for failure, because I knew that I was going to start something and then I was probably going to stop and do the whole thing of what I've done in the past. But Nonetheless, I looked up a diet. I looked up to see what it is that I could eat and how I could just start a program, start something to really start the process of losing weight. So 9 months ago, I decided that I was fed up. I was fed up with feeling the way that I felt. I want a family. Like I've been telling you, my husband and I have been wanting a family. I knew that at the weight that I was, that it just wasn't going to happen in a healthy environment. At least that's what I felt for myself. And I know that even talking to my OBGYN, she said herself that she would feel better if I lost some weight before I got pregnant. So I started to look up what meal plan I wanted to start and how I could do this to get the ball rolling. So in my research, I found keto. As I read it, I was like, oh, this is kind of like the no carb diet. And I didn't really want to do any kind of low carb because I felt like after I had that really bad experience from before, when I was 16, of just feeling so weak and miserable, I didn't want to feel like that ever again. But I started researching keto a little bit more because it did kind of intrigue me, because I saw that it was some differences from the zero carb to keto, which it does allow you some carbs, and it's more of a high fat diet. And so it kind of intrigued me, and I started to research it a little bit more. Then I went to my husband and I said, hey, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start this new way of eating. It's called keto. If you want to join me, let's do this. If not, then I was more than willing to do it on my own. But I thank God that I have a very supportive husband, and he said, okay, let's do it, because he himself wanted to lose some weight. And so we started changing all of our foods out. I had to kind of clear out my kitchen and start fresh, so that I wouldn't have anything tempting me there, to get off of the diet or get off the new way of eating. And so that's why we started. And it was very difficult at first. Let me rephrase that. Okay. So at first I did it and I was like, oh, I don't even, this is easy, I can do this. And it actually did get a little hard until maybe 3 weeks in. And then I was kind of like, oh, I want some bread and I want some pasta. And because those are all the things that I've been so addicted to, sugars and pasta and breads. And as we now I know that any of that stuff that you eat, it just turns into sugar in your body. And so that's why I was so addicted to it, because my body was burning on only sugar. Pure sugar. And so now I had trained my body to stop burning sugar and now start burning fat. I did start craving some carbs later on, about 3 weeks later, but I kept strong, and I have had some cheat days here and there, but I have managed to be able to get back on the horse each time. I don't think, and I don't foresee, me eating this way and eating keto. I don't foresee me never having any cheat days, or I even heard it being called treat days instead of cheat days, because this is a lifestyle now. So that's what I'm going to start calling it, a treat day instead of a cheat day. Okay, husband? Okay. And so now we're gonna change that. So while I've been on keto, I'm not gonna lie to say that I've been super strict with myself and I haven't eaten anything off keto, and that I'm doing this or that. And I can't say that. It'll be a complete lie. I've had my my cheat days here and there, and I thank God that I've been able to get right back on the horse. And after that, I've even had a cheat weekend where, during my anniversary and even Christmas, I had a cheat week. And I was like, okay, so this week I'm going to eat what I want, but then on Monday I'm going to start right back on. And I thank God that I've been able to do that. And I've never been able to do that. Every other diet that I've had, I've always, well, if I cheated, well, then that's it. Might as well, I give up, and I don't necessarily think that it's just keto. I know that it's my way of thinking now. I've changed my mind to say, okay, you know what? If I have my moment of weakness and I eat something I know I'm not supposed to, well then, then I do. And then my next meal is going to be keto. I'm not going to just stop. I'm not going to just give up because I've messed up. And I'm super hard on myself. I am super hard on myself. I remember I work at a school, and I gave I was giving out candy in one of my classes that I had, and I ate like 2 pieces of chocolate or something. And I called my husband. I was like, I ate 2 pieces of chocolate. I can't believe it. I'm such a failure. And, so I realized that I myself, I'm so hard on myself. And here my husband is telling me, Deborah, it's 2 pieces of chocolate. Did you eat the whole bag? I'm like, no, but still, I should be stronger. And he just always has to go back and reassure me and say, hey, chill. It's okay. It's okay. Just don't eat anymore. That's just the thing. Just don't eat anymore. And that's what I have to keep telling myself. You know what? You can do this. I'm stronger than what I was before. I have more willpower now, and sometimes I feel like I have 0 willpower, but I have to find it somewhere. I have to, just rely on God's strength to be able to do this, because I can definitely not do this by myself, And I thank God for my husband, and he's been so supportive of me. And I think a month in after we started keto, one of my sister who actually lives with me, she saw that it was working for us, and she herself wanted to lose a little bit of weight, and so she's like, you know what, I think I'm gonna give it a try. Like, okay, cool. So I never want to force anybody. I mean, my family, I never want to force them to say, hey, you need to do this or you gotta do that. Do keto. I didn't want to do that. So she herself saw results, and so she wanted to join us. So now my husband, myself, and my sister are doing it, and then my parents saw that it was been working out for us, and they wanted to lose some weight, and both of my parents are diabetic, and so they started keto, and they saw a big change in even how much medicine they needed to take, their medicine for diabetes. And so my mom, sometimes she doesn't even take her medicine because her sugar is so balanced now, and my dad has lost weight and his sugar is down. They're not as strict as we all are, but I've seen such a big change in them, and I'm so proud of them, and then from there, my other sister, she saw a change, and she's like, okay, Deborah, let me give it a try. And so she did, and she's lost so much weight too, and so I'm just so proud of them. I have this support system, and it's great. It's great to have this support system and these people doing it with you. And we all fail, we all fall off the wagon sometimes, but the most important thing is to get right back on, and not to stay there, not just give up and give up hope, because I have plans for my life. I have things that I want to do. I have things that I know that I need to do, and it's not going to happen if I don't continue down this road that I'm going. If I fail in this, then I feel like I'm going to fail in so many other things, because I need to change this about me to be able to continue on with my life, And this is me my own personal struggles. I know that changing the way that you eat is one of the biggest things that you have to do to lose weight. Yeah, I've done this before. I have exercised and not changed the way that I eat, and I don't lose anything. I still feel sluggish, I still feel sick, I still feel uncomfortable with myself, I still have such low self-esteem and all of that, and so it's not just working out, but it's also changing the way that you eat. And now I know that I need to incorporate more exercise into my life. I've been able to lose 75 pounds in these 9 months, and I know that I could have done it a little quicker with exercise, but honestly, I hadn't incorporated much exercise into my life, but I know that I need to, and so I'm hoping that that's my next step. So you can do keto and you can lose weight without exercise. I'll give you an update on how that goes for me. That's what I'm kind of nervous about. Like, I don't know. Anyway, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try my best, because I hate to work out, but I know that I need to. And so now I'm at a point in my keto lifestyle that I want to incorporate exercise and see what my results will be. So I encourage you, let's do this together. Let's fight this battle. If you want to lose 20 pounds, or if you have 120 pounds that you need to lose, whether you choose to eat keto or whether you choose something else, regardless, let's do this together. You need to find what really works for you. I had to find what worked for me, and this is what works for me. So far, I'm really happy with it. I'm happy with the results. Even with the food that I'm able to make, I'm super happy about it. And I know I have a long way to go, but I'm excited to do this with you. And I know that we'll have great results together. All right, guys. So that is my story on how I started keto, and I hope to hear from you. Comment down below and any videos that you would like me to put out for you, and I will be posting every Friday or Saturday. I try to be as consistent as I can. Make sure to subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.